For the next 31 days on the FCPA Compliance Report, we're going to be bringing you a daily tip, strategy, or idea that you can use to improve your program. Here's your host, Tom Fox, the Compliance Evangelist.
Using structure to operationalize compliance through a digital transformation. How can the compliance function develop digital tools coming out of COVID-19? I drew inspiration from a recent MIT Sloan article on this topic. While the main thrust of the article was around the new skill sets needed for a digital transformation, the authors concluded by focusing on the structural component of digital transformation. As I see things through the eyes of the compliance evangelist, I would call it further operationalization of compliance through both digital transformation and the structure of compliance. Tensions between well-entrenched managers and digital talent may thwart transformation. That's certainly true in compliance. Yet restructuring senior leadership can signal that digital transformation and compliance is critical for the future of the organization. From this point, the compliance function can work with internal digital product design group. By doing so, the compliance function can work with a team dedicated to supervising the development of a new compliance solution through product design, testing, analysis, which will include customized generative design and analysis tools. Top management can signal the importance of the compliance digital transformation by using this dedicated team as a spearhead for the compliance function's digital transformation. One way to foster greater operationalization of compliance in the form of a digital transformation would be to form a digital group that floats from project to project across the organization. This would put both digital experts and compliance professionals collaborating over digital transformation projects literally across multiple business units and geo-regions, providing input to both the business unit involved in the compliance function. Another way to foster operationalization of compliance would be to create a structure similar to the one used by Apple, having internal venture teams to develop new products. Others are now doing so with a generational twist by creating new venture teams that are made up entirely of millennials and centennials to come up with new products, ideas, and services. Another company had its youngest employees to conceptualize and implement a new way to connect patient doctors and the company during clinical trials. Those employees have used their native expertise in mobile technologies and social media to keep all stakeholders informed and involved. Once again, there was a clear support from senior management who let this apparently disparate group run the development without allowing the rest of the organization to interfere. Finally, the effort was funded by an internal venture capital panel, and the project was tested, and eventually the company rolled it out to a wider audience. But too often such projects are killed after conceptualization. Companies that institutionalize entrepreneurial ecosystems can substantially improve their ability to innovate. Reflect upon these strategies for a moment from the compliance perspective. Might there be a better way to more fully operationalize compliance by having non-compliance professionals take the lead in developing a compliance digital transformation? This is not to say the compliance function would not have input, but by bringing in millennials, centennials, and Gen Zers to come up with compliance solutions around compliance processes, it could add a level of engagement not often seen. Moreover, the use of millennials and Gen Zers to help design the solution would provide insights, frankly, us boomers do not have knowledge on. That makes such a strategy very forward-thinking. This could work to bring talent together for a compliance initiative in a way all the talent works together in a continuum from hardware-focused experts to digital natives, from baby boomers to Gen Zers. Using this variation of this type of generational team approach can be effective if used together. Today's CCO and compliance professionals can learn through this process how younger designers work and then wed this younger digital transformation by designers in developing a deeper sense of what they're doing from more mature compliance professionals. It could blend the rest of multi-generational talent to a more fully operationalized compliance program in a manner that's frankly not often considered. Working towards a goal of all designs, regardless of age, using digital tools for project management, compliance, and collaboration. One of the great things I love about the compliance world is that you are only limited by your own imagination. If you can imagine a better way for your company to fully do compliance or operationalize compliance, it is at your disposal to do. Yet one rarely thinks about the structure of how compliance activates as a way to more fully operationalize compliance. By identifying and bringing in the skills needed to move forward with compliance innovation, you can help kickstart the compliance operationalization process through a digital transformation of your own compliance regime. By doing so, you may make all the difference in the world between success and failure coming out of the coronavirus health crisis as the world reopens for business. So what are today's 3 key takeaways? Number 1, have you considered a multi-generational team? Obviously millennials, Gen Zers, Gen Xers, and maybe even a baby boomer or two. 2, have non-compliance professionals aided in compliance program development? If not, why not? And you certainly should. And finally, never forget, as a compliance professional, you're only limited by your own imagination. If you can imagine it, you can do it. So go out there and try it. Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox. I'd like to thank you again for joining me for this episode of 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program around innovation. And I hope you will join me for our next episode tomorrow. Podcast series. This podcast series on 31 Days to a More Effective Compliance Program is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.